All of our so-called faults that we don't like about ourselves are our greatest assets. Our weaknesses are our strengths, our negatives are our positives. They are the wonderful tools that, when used differently, work for us, not against us. We don't need to repress them or disown them. We simply need to discover the gifts each of those characteristics is blessed with. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing great. My name is Isha and I'm a life coach, and today let's talk about how to identify and embrace our shadow side and rediscover ourselves. Okay, you may have heard or read that we are not in the world, but the world is within us. This simply means that each of us possesses every existing human quality. So we are already whole, and the purpose of our journey is to restore ourselves to the wholeness. First, let's understand what is wholeness. So it means we all have good or bad, positive and negative, right and wrong, and so on. As we cannot know the good without knowing the bad, or the right without knowing the wrong, love without knowing the hate, right? So it is a combination of all these qualities that make us whole. Okay. John Wellwood uses the analogy of a castle to explain the concept of wholeness or the world within us. So imagine having a huge castle with thousands of rooms and hallways, and every room is perfect and possesses a special gift. Okay, and each room represents a different aspect of yourself and is an integral part of your entire perfect castle. Okay, so as a child you explored all these rooms with curiosity, without any shame or judgment. But one day, someone told you that a particular room was imperfect and did not belong in your castle. They suggested that if you wanted a perfect castle, then you should close and lock the door to this room. Okay, and since you wanted love and acceptance, you did so. So, as many people came and went from your castle, now they gave their opinions on what they liked and disliked. And slowly, you shut one door after another, doors to rooms that were deemed too loud, too bold, too conservative, or simply didn't fit in the societal norms. Okay, and soon you found yourself living in just a few small rooms. However, every room in your castle is essential for it to shine brightly. So there are rooms of love, grace, courage, greed, integrity, evil, laziness, creativity, timidity, power, arrogance, and so on. So all those closed doors make you less than what you truly are now. And this discontentment in our lives motivate us to search for all those lost rooms. Okay, and we can only find our uniqueness by opening all the rooms to in our castle, which simply means accepting all our light and shadow aspects, or the wholeness of ourselves. Okay, and since we all possess all the good and bad qualities that exist in the universe, which is why it is said that we all are interconnected and each part contains the essence of the whole. You know the concept of oneness, the holographic model. So the holographic model of universe states that every piece of the universe, no matter how small, contains the intelligence of the whole. Similarly, every human being consists of all the good and bad qualities we can think of. Okay, so each of us contain the knowledge of the entire universe. Okay, and this also means that we all have the same characteristics that we judge in others. We often judge people when they display a quality we cannot accept in ourselves. So, for example, when we see someone killing innocent people, we immediately think that this is such a bad person. How could anyone even do that? But in reality, if you were in a situation where you were beaten and abused for many years, those criminal characteristics of yours might come to light also. Okay, by this I mean to say that every single human behavior is already within us, and this is why we can say that you and I are the same, but we are on different journeys in our lives. Okay, so what is our shadow self? The shadow self is nothing more than the parts of our personality we have rejected, ignored, or feared. So, according to Carl Jung, the shadow is the person you don't want to be. But the truth is, we must go into the dark to bring forth the light. Remember, what you don't own in yourself owns you. Okay, what we resist always persists in our lives. So whether it's a bad behavior we are trying to suppress, a person you are trying to ignore, or a situation that you are not accepting in your life. Okay, your life will be transformed when you make peace with your shadow, because your shadow self holds the secret to change, a change that can affect your very DNA. Okay, so as beautifully explained by Debbie Ford, each part of ourselves that we try to get rid of, all those shadow sides we try to ignore or hide, actually brings a gift with it. Our task is to find the positive side of this shadow trait and integrate them into our lives. Okay, so by constantly suppressing those traits that are trying to get our attention, we use so much of our energy to keep them beneath the surface. That is, in long term, they manifested in our body as diseases, right? We don't need to be perfect. We just need to be whole. And to be whole is to be everything, the good and the bad, the positive and the negative, the holy person and the devil. Each aspect of ourselves need understanding and compassion. Okay, so let's understand this with an example. So if you think that you are not an idiot, you will try everything in the world not to be the one in your decision making, actions, and life in general. But we all do things at some point that, when seen by a third person, could easily be called idiotic. Now, because we don't want to be an idiot, we try very hard to get somewhere in our lives. So, here, first, we are using a huge amount of our energy in not accepting the shadow trait. And secondly, we are running towards the opposite of it, as in trying to prove that we are not. Okay. And moreover, now, when we don't accept any part of ourselves, now, we attract more and more people into our lives who reminds us of the parts that we are trying to hide. Okay, so once you accept that trait with love and compassion, let's say the idiot trait, you release all the energy you were using to suppress it. You wholeheartedly embrace the gift of being an idiot, and you stop attracting people who serve as that reminder from the universe. Okay, so the moment we accept the shadow part of ourselves, it helps us bring forth the light side of that trait. Okay, and all these traits need is acceptance and love, the understanding that yes, I accept that I am also like this. Okay, so for example, if we deny that we get angry, we will attract all the angry people into our lives. And once we embrace a quality within ourselves, other people with the same quality can no longer trigger you. Okay, and always remember, there is a gift in each of these aspects. You must have found many times your anger has helped you attain a certain goal, or get away from a certain bad situation, or to become someone or something in your life. A person might say that I'm not a bitch and try very hard to be sweet and nice, but you have to admit there have been times in your life when you needed that bitchy quality to get out of a situation, to deal with certain people, or get a task done. So all this means is that embracing these shadow traits make us whole and complete, which in turn release all the pent up energy that we are using to suppress those traits, right? Here, I also want to shed some light on projections. So, whatever we don't own about ourselves, we project onto other people. So, this includes both good and bad qualities. Okay, the qualities we acknowledge in ourselves are safe, but the ones that we are not okay with, the ones we judge others for, are mirrored back to us in the form of people and situations of our life. Okay, so if a particular group of people constantly annoys you now, consider how the traits, how you might be like them. Okay, we project both the positive and negative traits onto others. So for example, when you are not living up to your potential, now it's very easy to project your positive traits also onto people around you. Okay, we see in others what we like and don't like in ourselves. Okay, so if we embrace these part of ourselves, we will be able to see others as they truly are, not as we see them through our cloud of projection. Okay, so as the Buddha said, our outer shell protects us from the world, but our real treasure is within. So these shadow traits or outer shell are divinely designed to serve as a protection and guide us in our spiritual journey. Okay, now let's talk about how to embrace those qualities that we are not even ready to accept or recognize in ourselves. Okay, so there are many ways to recognize those locked or suppressed behaviors. So first and foremost is, for the next week, start observing what you are judging in others, because those are the qualities in yourself also, both good and the bad. So, for instance, you might like someone's discipline but judge their arrogance. Okay, so what you like and dislike in someone often gives you an emotional charge, and that is the indication that these traits are present in you also, or you are trying to suppress them. Okay, a second method is to sit in meditation and imagine yourself calming down in a beautiful garden. And then imagine you board a bus where all your sub personalities are present, some shy, some loud, some trying to hide, and see who wants to communicate with you. And then get off the bus with that personality. And sitting in the garden, ask what she wants and what gift she brings. Okay, and you must be quiet enough to listen to the answer. Okay, now third way is you can also make a list of the advices that you give to people and reflect on whether that advice is also for yourself. This is another way of knowing your hidden traits. Another way is make a list of traits that you admire or dislike in other person. Okay, and then start adding I am before it, such as I am honest, I am selfish. And if you get an emotional charge from any of those words now, that could be a hidden personality trait. Okay, so the emotional charge is a sign here. Okay, remember all those shadow traits hai na, they have a positive valuable gift for you also. Okay, more valuable than you can ever imagine. But first you need to recognize and bring those hidden traits into light. Okay, now once you have identified a few shadow traits to work with, the question becomes, how do you own that part of yourself? Okay, so to manifest your full potential now, you need to reclaim the parts that have been denied, hidden, or given away to others. Because we don't accept them, now we continue to attract such people into our lives. Okay, but once you own the trait by saying that I am like this at some point in my life, the person who is serving as your mirror will either stop acting out that behavior, or you will be able to choose not to have this person in your life. Okay, so this is done simply by saying the word out loud over and over to break down your resistance to being called that word and to having that quality. Okay, we know we are both worthless and worthy, lazy and hardworking, selfish and selfless, arrogant and humble. Okay, sometimes now to own a trait now we need to release some pent up anger associated with a childhood memory or a past experience also. Okay, so how do you do that? By expressing it. You can express your anger by hitting a pillow, doing some physical movement, journaling, crying, or any other way that resonates with you. The only time it is not okay to express your emotion is when you are hurting the other person. Okay, but that resistance to accept that trait needs to be released. Okay, so express yourself with the intention of releasing all your judgments, shame, pain, and resistance to accepting this disowned part of yourself. You know, when we deny a certain aspect of ourselves, now we overcompensate by becoming the opposite. And this robs you of your right to choose what you really want to do with your life. So, for example, if a father told his child that you are dumb, that child might work very hard for their entire life to be smart. But by simply accepting that there are parts of us that are dumb, you stop chasing the opposite and can invest your energy in something that you genuinely want to do with your life. Okay. So what is the here the gift of being dumb? It saves you from getting involved in many situations where you should not have been. Okay. Now, let me give you an example from my own life. You know, at one point, people around me thought that I was arrogant. So, for a long time, I tried to be overly humble to prove them wrong or to accept this trait. Okay. But this only made me a doormat or a person taken for granted. So, it was until I accepted that there are parts of me that are arrogant, that trait was helping me protect myself from those people who wanted to take advantage of my intelligence or my good qualities. Okay, and my excessive humbleness, which the opposite of what I was trying to hide, was a form of denying that I am sometimes arrogant. But by refusing to accept that arrogant part of myself, now I begin to suffer internally as well as externally. So, how do I realize this thing? I realize this when I start meeting many arrogant people and their behavior around me become a mirror of something I was suppressing. Okay, so the gift of being arrogant was for me was learning how and when to be humble and to deal with certain kind of people. Okay, so I could only discover the light trait after I acknowledged the dark one. Okay, so as the saying goes, you only look for a candle when it's dark. Otherwise, you don't care about the light, right? So, and moreover, na, we exhaust our internal resources when we try not to be something that we are. Okay, so to own a trait, as Debbie Ford explained, stand in front of mirror and say it loud until the energy around the world disappears. As in that emotion start disappearing. Okay, you can say whatever you trait found that I'm beautiful or I'm selfish. Remember that initially you might feel some resistance, anger, even a feeling of stuckness around that word. To accept it, to own it. So to deal with it, you need to release these feelings to truly own the trait. And by doing so, these traits, or rather these parts of ourselves, find acceptance and love, and we can discover the hidden gift that they carry. Okay, so to uncover these hidden personalities, you must stay with them and find out what they are trying to teach you. You know, the personalities you least want to see often have the greatest lessons for you. Okay, so you can simply ask your shadow self, what is your gift to me? Okay, what do you need to be whole? What do you need to integrate into my psyche? Okay, the power to rediscover yourself will come when your desire to change your life is greater than your desire to stay the same. Okay, so look around and you will see that most of the people remain the same throughout their lives. Okay, so you must take responsibility for all the events that have happened in your life. And you know, there is a difference between people doing things to us and us doing things to ourselves. Okay, so by taking the responsibility for our actions and inactions, we change our entire story. Okay, and sometimes the taking responsibility is not easy, as we are often only willing to accept the good part of ourselves, not the bad. Okay, but people come into our lives to help us restore our wholeness. Okay, you know, it is our right to live a fully expressed life, because in that vulnerability lies the opportunity to be real, authentic with ourselves and with others. Okay, and last but not the least, you must also embrace your light side. We have to be willing to let our own light shine brightly and acknowledge our goodness. Okay, you know, many of us have developed that defense mechanism to reinforce that we are not smart, talented, or creative, or trying to be excessively grounded or low key. But it's like being in a cage that has been removed this long, but you are still afraid to make a move. Okay, so when we don't recognize our full potential, now we don't allow the universe to give us divine gifts. So if you want more love, give more love to yourself. You know, forgiveness is the key here. If you want more acceptance, accept yourself. See yourself as an innocent child who only needs love, care, and approval from you. Okay, so in closing, remember, the journey to wholeness is not about becoming a better version of yourself. It's about becoming the fullest version of yourself. So it is a courageous process of turning inward, not to eliminate your flaws, but to embrace them. Okay. Each shadow trait you accept, each projection that you reclaim, and each vulnerability that you honor is a step towards your true freedom. Okay, and this isn't a destination, but a lifelong long process of uncovering the wisdom and gifts that have always been within ourselves. Okay, always remember that your worth isn't found in your perfection, but in your authenticity. Okay, this concludes today's session on discovering our shadow parts, the gifts they carry, and how we can free ourselves from what we are not ready to accept in ourselves or others. Okay, that's all for today. See you in my next session.